Bonjour, mes amis. Welcome back to our travel podcast. Today, we're taking you straight to the heart of France, Paris.
Yes, the city of lights, love, croissants, and... okay, a lot of tourists. But don't worry, we're not just going to talk about the Eiffel Tower. We want to show you a Paris that feels authentic, surprising, and maybe even yours. But first, let's talk timing. When should you actually visit Paris? Each season offers something completely different, and trust me, this can make or break your experience.
Spring in Paris is magical. April to June is peak romance season. The weather's mild, flowers are blooming in all the parks, and outdoor cafe culture is in full swing. But expect crowds and higher prices.
Summer can be intense. July and August mean peak tourist season, long museum lines, and some locals actually flee the city for vacation. But the extended daylight hours are incredible, and there are amazing outdoor events like Paris Plage along the Seine.
Fall might be our favorite. September to November brings fewer crowds, gorgeous autumn colors in places like Luxembourg Gardens, and that crisp weather that makes walking around the city absolutely perfect.
And winter? December through February is when Paris becomes truly Parisian. Yes, it's cold and gray, but the city feels intimate. Christmas markets, cozy bookshops, long museum visits, and practically no tourist lines. Plus, hotel prices drop significantly.
So tell us, are you a spring romance person, a summer festival lover, an autumn stroller, or do you want that authentic winter Paris experience with fewer crowds? And as always, we want to know what you think. Would you climb all 674 steps of the Eiffel Tower, or just take the elevator?
So picture this. You arrive in Paris, step out of the Gare du Nord, and boom, chaos. Cars honking, people walking way too fast, and cafes spilling out onto sidewalks.
And that's the magic. Paris hits you with energy immediately. It's not a city that waits politely. It says, salut, welcome, keep up.
And that's why our first tip is slow down. Find a cafe, order a café crème, and just watch the world go by. Honestly, that's half the experience.
Speaking of planning, let's talk money. Paris can absolutely be done on a budget, but you need to be smart about it. We're talking everything from where you sleep to how you eat.
For accommodation, forget the fancy hotels unless money's no object. Look at boutique hotels in the 11th or 12th arrondissements, still central but way more affordable. Or consider apartment rentals in neighborhoods like Belleville or Republique.
Transportation-wise, get a Navigo weekly pass if you're staying more than 4 days. It pays for itself quickly. And here's the secret. Many museums are free on the first Sunday of each month, and some are always free for EU residents under 26.
For food, shop at local markets instead of touristy restaurants. A fresh baguette, some cheese, maybe some wine from a neighborhood shop. You can eat like a king for under 20 euros per day if you're strategic.
What about you? Are you a luxury traveler who wants the full Parisian hotel experience, or do you prefer spending money on experiences rather than accommodations?
Would you be the type to dive right into sightseeing, or would you start with a croissant and people watching?
Okay, yes, the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and Notre Dame are non-negotiables, but we promise Paris has so much more.
Like the Canal Saint-Martin, hipster central, great for a stroll or picnic. Or the covered passages, hidden shopping arcades from the 19th century.
And don't skip Montmartre. Sure, it's touristy near Sacré-Cœur, but wander a few streets away and you'll find painters, small bistros, and that classic Parisian charm.
Tell us, if you had one afternoon, would you spend it in a museum or just get lost in Montmartre's cobblestone alleys?
Let's dive deeper into Paris neighborhoods, because honestly, this is where the real magic happens. Each arrondissement has its own personality, and finding your neighborhood can make or break your Paris experience.
The Marais, that's the 3rd and 4th arrondissements, is where history meets hipster. Jewish quarter, amazing falafel, vintage shopping, and some of the best preserved medieval architecture in the city. Plus, it's one of the few areas where shops stay open on Sundays.
Saint-Germain-des-Prés in the 6th arrondissement is classic left bank. Intellectual cafes where Hemingway used to write, high-end boutiques, art galleries, and that effortless Parisian sophistication. It's pricey, but the atmosphere is unmatched.
If you want something more off the beaten path, try Belleville in the 20th. It's multicultural, artsy, has amazing views over the city, and some of the best authentic ethnic food. Plus, it's where Edith Piaf was born.
And République in the 11th is where young Parisians actually hang out. Great nightlife, casual bistros, the trendy Oberkampf Street, and it's perfectly positioned to walk to almost anywhere in central Paris.
So, which Paris calls to you? The historic charm of the Marais? The intellectual vibe of Saint-Germain-des-Prés? The multicultural energy of Belleville? Or the local nightlife scene in République?
Let's talk food. Paris can be intimidating, but here's a secret. Some of the best meals come from the simplest places.
Boulangeries for sandwiches, neighborhood bistros for steak frites, and don't forget crepes from a street stand.
And please don't order a French onion soup. In Paris, it's just onion soup.
Exactly. And wine is often cheaper than soda. So yeah, go local.
Let's really dive into Paris food culture because this isn't just about eating, it's about understanding how Parisians live. First rule, breakfast is sacred, but simple. Coffee and a croissant, maybe some jam, but don't expect the huge American breakfast spread.
Lunch is serious business. Between noon and 2 p.m., and many places stop serving food outside those hours. Look for the menu du jour at bistros. It's usually the best deal and freshest food. And yes, a proper lunch takes time. Don't rush it.
For specific spots, head to L'Os du Falafel in the Marais for the best falafel outside of Israel, Du Pain et des Idées for incredible pastries, and if you want the perfect French market experience, Marché Saint-Germain on weekends is pure magic.
And dinner culture is completely different from anywhere else. Restaurants don't open until 7:30 p.m. at the earliest. Most people eat around 8 or 9, and the meal is an event. Multiple courses, wine, conversation, plan on at least 2 hours.
What's your Paris food strategy? Are you the adventurous type who will try escargot and steak tartare, or do you prefer sticking to familiar flavors like croquemants à jours and French onion soup? Would you rather sit down for a 3-course French dinner or just grab a baguette, cheese, and wine for a picnic by the Seine?
Here's something that can stress people out. The Paris Metro. But honestly, it's one of the best in the world.
Just remember, always stand to the right on escalators and never block the doors. Parisians don't have time for that.
And walking. Paris is a walking city. Comfortable shoes are a must.
So, would you rather zip across the city underground or wander slowly above ground, getting lost?
Now let's talk itineraries. Whether you have 3 days or a full week, having a loose plan helps, but don't overschedule. Paris rewards wandering, but some structure ensures you don't miss the essentials.
Day 1 should be classic Paris. Eiffel Tower in the morning when it's less crowded, walk along the Seine, maybe Notre Dame area for lunch, and end with sunset from Sacré-Cœur. It's touristy, but it's touristy for a reason.
Day 2 should be art and culture. Louvre in the morning, lunch in the Tuileries Garden, then either Musée d'Orsay for Impressionists, or if it's nice weather, a long walk through Saint-Germain with plenty of cafe stops.
Start with the basics. Bonjour for hello, merci for thank you, excusez-moi for excuse me, and parlez-vous anglais for do you speak English? And always say au revoir when leaving a shop or restaurant.
For ordering food, learn je voudrais, which means I would like. It's much more polite than je veux, which means I want. And l'addition, s'il vous plaît, for the check, please, because French waiters won't bring it until you ask.
Now, let's talk about Paris for different types of travelers. If you're traveling with kids, Luxembourg Gardens has fantastic playgrounds, the Natural History Museum has dinosaurs, and boat rides on the Seine are always a hit. Plus, many museums are free for children under 18.
Solo travelers, Paris is actually perfect for you. It's incredibly safe. There are tons of solo-friendly cafes where you can sit for hours with a book, and joining walking tours is a great way to meet people. Plus, you can change plans on a whim.
For couples, obvious romantic spots include Pont des Arts at sunset, picnics along the Seine, and those intimate wine bars in Saint-Germain. But honestly, just getting lost together in any neighborhood can be incredibly romantic. That's the real Paris magic.
And let's not forget seasonal events that can make your trip extra special. Summer brings outdoor cinema at Parc de la Villette, beach volleyball at Paris Plage, and rooftop bars that actually feel Mediterranean. Fall has the Nuit Blanche art event and harvest festivals.
The winter has magical Christmas markets, ice skating at Hôtel de Ville, and the incredible light shows on the Champs-Élysées. Spring brings the cherry blossoms in Parc de Sceaux, outdoor book fairs, and when the weather gets nice, suddenly every square and park fills up with Parisians having picnics.
So tell us, what kind of Paris traveler are you? Are you the family looking for kid-friendly adventures, the solo explorer ready to get completely lost, the couple seeking romance, or maybe the culture seeker planning museum marathons?
Here's our ultimate Paris advice. Plan just enough to feel confident, but leave plenty of room for spontaneity. The best Paris experiences often happen when you're not looking for them. That perfect cafe you stumbled into, that street musician who stopped you in your tracks, that conversation with a local who became your guide for the day.
And remember, Paris is a city that rewards curiosity and patience. Don't try to see everything in one trip. It's impossible anyway. Pick a few things that truly excite you, leave time for spontaneous discoveries, and most importantly, give yourself permission to just sit somewhere beautiful and soak it all in. Whatever your Paris ends up being, know that you're about to fall in love with one of the world's truly great cities. Safe travels and enjoy every magical moment. Paris isn't just monuments. It's a mood, a rhythm. It's late night walks by the Seine, morning markets, and tiny discoveries in every neighborhood.
And we want to hear from you. What's your Paris? Would you go straight to the Eiffel Tower or hunt down that hidden jazz bar?
Drop your suggestions, your questions, even your dream Paris moments. Because who knows, we might feature them in the next episode.
Merci for joining us, friends. Until next time, au revoir and happy travels.